Hi, my name is Tanner Landry, and today I'll be talking about overpopulation. It was 200 years ago that the worldwide population reached 1 billion. Since then, it has skyrocketed to over 8 billion. That is an almost 8 times increase in the past 200 years. This graph, created by the United Nations, visualizes this by showing how population barely changed over 1,000 years and then had a sudden increase in the 1800s. Later in my presentation, I'll talk more about why the population rose so dramatically during this time. This exponential growth of the human population is known as overpopulation. We as a species are starting to exceed the carrying capacity of the world itself, and the destructive nature of humans is only speeding up this process. In order to survive and thrive in any environment, humans change their environment and destroy it to fit their needs, at the expense of the earth and all the animals inhabiting it. But before I talk about the effects and possible solutions of overpopulation, it is important to know how the world has become overpopulated. The exponential growth seen previously was a direct result of the Industrial Revolution, a huge change in society that dropped the mortality rates of humans worldwide, especially that of children. This sudden decrease in the mortality rate has had no effect on the birth rate, and as a result, the world's population grew to what we see today. These huge changes in society that have dropped the mortality rate, such as the Industrial Revolution, has allowed our population to soar to the heights we see today. The development of humanity as a species may be the very thing that will lead to its downfall. Overpopulation has many effects on the earth and all life inhabiting it. One of which is the strain it puts on the resources available on Earth. Desertification is a prime example of this, as the overuse of land can make it completely unusable for growing crops and livestock. This overuse of land will only get worse over time as our population rises. It is also important to remember what we put into the environment, as pollution will also be on the rise along with our population. Between the overuse and destruction of our resources as a result of overpopulation, we are fast approaching the limit that the world can take. The many effects that overpopulation has on the world can make finding solutions to this issue very complicated. But a good place to start is protecting our world's resources. One way this can be done is through environmental policies that limit the use of land in an attempt to protect it. Although in the end, it doesn't matter what policies are implemented if the population isn't educated on the dangers of overpopulation and how to combat it. As a result of how fast the population has grown, there are many people who do not understand or were simply not taught the dangers of overpopulation. It may be impossible to know what will happen in the future, but we can make predictions. That is exactly what this graph made by the United Nations does, as it visualizes the various population sizes by the year 2100, based on 3 fertility rates: low, medium, and high. The high population rate puts the estimated population at almost 16 billion, which is more than the world may be able to handle. The future is uncertain, and events like the Industrial Revolution or wars will only make the population rise even higher, worsening the effects it has on the world and making finding solutions all the more difficult. Before I end my presentation, I want to leave you with a question. Do you think that humanity will be forced to expand past our planet onto other planets as a result of overpopulation? We have already created spaceships capable of surviving the harsh environment of space and reach the moon. It is possible that reaching other planets is only a matter of time. Thank you for your time. and I hope you learned something today about overpopulation and the dangers it poses.